that we are going to tackle today is, are men and really intimidated by strong women? That's where
Okay.
we at today. That's where we at. What y'all think?
All right. So since women are not a monolith, right?
Yeah.
What exactly is a strong woman in particular? Because I'm pretty sure it's going to shift from case to case basis and from woman to woman.
Absolutely. Well, I guess we all have our own definition. So my experience, again, since I'm talking about the women that I've interacted with, some of the women have, of course, good jobs. I mean, I don't know too many people who don't have a job that's gonna call themselves strong, but well off financially, or at least, got their own source of income. They're not relying on anybody. If they got kids, they're making it work. Maybe they got their own house, because a couple of them have their own house. So most of the things that I am hearing define a strong woman, just being real with you, is about stability, their ability to be stable without the reliance of a man or male or the government. Wait, because I got to remember one person said that, or the government. So, um, yeah, that's so far. I mean, unless y'all got a different definition.
If that's a definition, hell no, ain't nobody intimidated by that.
I said, if you have a different definition, you just went ahead and said, hell no, nobody's intimidated by that. What you think, Tay?
I I just don't like the idea of a woman not being able to do things on her own, and then it be portrayed as a negative thing. So I say that because I've been in one of those situations. Not, he didn't use the term strong, but I've had a guy communicate to me that he was intimidated by what I had, or the things that I did. I was kind of able to do freely, because I had the funds.
Yeah.
And he just wasn't, I don't know, he didn't use the word intimidated either, but that was my interpretation because of the conversation we had and the things that he shared. But he just felt like he wasn't ready for someone like me. I don't even know what that means. But I didn't, at first it made me feel away, but I understood it, and I appreciate.
Uh-oh.
Technical difficulties.
Technical. Well, let me speak on some of what Tay was saying. So myself, in the dating world, have encountered men who, the word wasn't intimidated, like she said, also. But myself, I've had interactions where men are like, I mean, what do you need a man for? Right? You got your own house. You're taking care of your kids, you're doing all this other stuff. You have a car, you have a good position. And I'm just like, all of those are things that I attained through working hard.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Not, like, it doesn't make me into this chiseled square of strength. Oh, I got a good job. I got a, whatever. However, I later came to see that was all they had to offer. Like, they were used to dealing with women when they go, look, I got money. And they're like, ooh, they're excited about it. So I have encountered that, but I had to really look at the quality of the man that I was allowing to be in my energy, in my circle, to go, you're intimidated because you feel that's a man's thing, like having money is a man's thing or whatever. So
Okay. So
go ahead.
if you take a couple steps back and look at it, right? You have certain environments, and I'm not saying it's right or wrong, but you have certain environments where in the pursuit of a woman, a man might be told, well, you know what I'm saying, a man needs to be a provider. Now, if that's the only thing that I am, the only thing that I provide, and you're already providing that, and you're letting me know that, hey, I can do all of this, I can do all this, and I can do all this myself in a dating setting, it seems like, okay, if he's honest with himself and says, you know what, I probably can't compete with that if that's what my role is and that's all that I can contribute, then yeah. See, the thing about it is, why are we mad when people tell them or tell us that they're not the person that we're looking for at that given moment?
I don't think it comes across that way. I think a lot of times there's a lack of accountability. Like, I don't want that versus you are this or you have that. Does that make sense? It's more of a your lack is why I can't be with you versus we just don't mesh. Our 1 and 1 doesn't make 2, if that makes sense.
Right, but I'm not saying that it's fact or I even follow it. But I'm saying is, if you look at it as a situation, if you're constantly being told that I don't need you in a dating setting, like if you feel like that and you walking around and we out having drinks or whatever, and you don't need a man, all right, cool. But if we are trying to get to know each other in a dating setting, and the only thing that you're telling me is that you don't need me, then it's not so much that a person is intimidated by a strong woman. It's just that if you're so strong that you don't want a man in your life, then why am I even trying to be there?
Absolutely. But is that how it's communicated? See, I think when some women hear, you're too strong, or, I'm just, that's not what I want. It's because it also comes with I could do this myself. We project that we're so strong. We build this wall. Like, I've been doing this by myself. So you got to top whatever's happening, but I'm not really open for that either because I'm self-sufficient. Does that make sense?
You die yourself on the side of that wall.
Mr. Chocolate, man, what you got to say, man? I already know you got something on deck.
like the whole, I got a wall. You can be alone as hell on the other side of that wall. Right. You need to figure that out. You need to get a masonry or something to tear that wall down. So when you men don't really care about if a guy's successful, he don't really care about how much money you got. Mm-hmm. Like, you don't care. Like, I think some women get real hyped up on that. Look, I'm a boss. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. Now that's cool for you individually, but in the dating standpoint, like, most dudes don't care. Like, they don't care about your money. If they got money, if they doing okay, they provide. They don't really care. So it's more about the other stuff, like, what kind of peace you bring, what kind of are you loyal, are you it's other stuff. It's not monetarily, so a lot of that conversation. Now, unless you get like a bum couch PS5 guy who's like, yes. Mm-hmm. And you said somebody got excited when they said you had money. I'm like, ugh, I don't know that tribe of men.
And that's what I'm saying. So there's a different caliber of men out there. There are men, again, I'm going to talk from my dating experience, like in the first hour that we're talking, like, hey, what do you do? Blah, blah, blah. And then when I name a position, they're like, hyped. Ooh, word. Oh, you about that life. That is always a red flag for me. Oh, no. That's always like, wait. No.
Get out of there.
And I'm back. I'm together now. I had to rig up some stuff, family. How y'all doing? All right, loves. So, I heard Dee talking earlier about the woman that goes around and boasting. I think that, Dee, did you mention that a few minutes ago? Just boasting about having this and I don't need you and this kind of thing.
Well, I was trying to go into a situation where you're saying, because they were saying that a person is intimidated by money. So I'm trying to look at what type of situation in which a man would be intimidated by a woman speaking about finances, where it's not so much the finances, but again, it's like trying to find a place in this relationship.
Thank you. Okay. So for me, when I hear intimidation, I don't think a man is intimidated by a strong woman based on our definition. Mm-hmm. It's a matter of the fact that you feel like you need to throw it in somebody's face. Because as a man, even though I'm not a man, but I have a man mentality. I always say that all the time.
She does.
I do. The thing is, if all I hear from you is, even if we're equal partners, but as a man, if all I hear is, well, I got this and I do this and it's I. But dag on it, if you got all these eyes, then there is no me. There is no me.
Facts.
You understand what I'm saying? And that has nothing to do, as Brother D said, that ain't got nothing to do with the financial aspect of it, it's I think of Roscoe Jenkins. You are a team of I. There is no we. So
Sounds like you
therefore,
want to be alone.
if you
why you
want to be
hard to
alone, then let me go ahead and oblige you. Because what is my significance in your life? That has nothing to do with a man being intimidated. And I need women to understand that. It's a matter of you boasting and feeling like you need to have a certain place. Maybe, and because ultimately it boils down to them being insecure with themselves. It has nothing to do with the brother. Let's be clear.
It's a defense mechanism.
Yeah, I was just thinking the same thing. If a man is intimidated by a strong woman, I feel like that's more of an insecurity that he has within himself.
Well,
I agree with that.
That's the wrong.
Yeah, I agree because what happened with that situation was I had been to his place and then he had been to mine. So it was like clear, like nothing was said. I'm not that type of person to do the boasting thing, but like it's clear, you know, I have a certain job and whatever, I make a certain amount of money, but like he felt a way and he was clear about that when he communicated it. So again, that's what I, appreciated about the truth. And that, because everybody doesn't do that.
Right.
They'll just ghost you. That's happened too. But I appreciated the communication and the transparency because I just would have thought like, well, damn, what did I do? I would have probably internalized it and was like, oh, well, it was something I did. So yeah, that was cool.
Yeah,
but it don't always turn out like that.
it kind of sounds like that guy too. Like there's a societal expectation of men, like you're supposed to have it together, and be able to handle business within a home. And if some men see that they ain't gonna be there, like they're gonna save themselves that embarrassment or try to get themselves together before they get back into something serious. Because I mean that's an expectation. That's just
no. I agree with that.
But again,
and then I'll say I never did anything either to make him feel that way, and that's another thing he communicated. Because I'm like, it was just something within himself, and that was, those are the things that are green flags, right? Like that's, it just wasn't. It was cool. We just parted ways. It wasn't time. And I'm good.
And some women want to take on the male role, which is again.
And I don't want to do that. No.
Which again, I'm pro male right now.
But you right.
But some women want to take on, the role of being that head in that house, and again, learn how to stay in your lane. Again, if you want to be by yourself, if you want to be the head, then God bless you. But that one thing has nothing to do with the other. So don't throw it out as, oh, you're intimidated by me, Zay, because this, that, and the third. No, love, I'm not intimidated by you at all. You apparently are intimidated by yourself.
Sometimes it's just you recognize that, like, for me to get to know this person, it's going to be a fight. And I don't want to have to fight you to get to know you. I have a choice. I can do it.
Yeah.
It's just I'm not going to deal with it.
Yeah, I have a choice. I can do it, but I'm not. Nah, I'm good.
I think
that's the beauty in dating, though.
Some people get that confused. I ain't scared or intimidated. I ain't just dealing with that shit.
Right.
I'll holler at somebody else.
I think from what. Go ahead, Sam. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Sam.
I was just saying, it's not intimidation. It's just standards. When you get to a certain, my pastor said it tonight. When you sit there and you fight and you hustle and you get your job and you get your house, you get your car and all that, you have certain standards. Some things you're going to deal with, certain things you're not going to deal with. Just like I had the way my person set up, I wouldn't be able to do anything with a weak-minded woman. I need a strong woman. Otherwise, I'm going to hurt your feelings a lot. Because I'm brutally honest. But on the flip side of it, I also know I was also raised that being a provider as a man is more than just monetary. So if you got the money, that's perfect. That's fine. I'm not intimidated by that. But I'm also the type of person that is going to be like, a couple should be able to build an empire together. But there's men out there that feel that they have that personality where they have to feel needed.
But you could be needed with more than money.
Right. I'm not the type of guy. I don't want my woman to need me, because if I'm not going to be here for your entire life, or you might be here for my entire life. But my whole thing is, if I leave, if I drop tomorrow, especially if we got kids, if I drop tomorrow, what I'm gonna do? What is a minded woman gonna do without me if she needed me her entire life? Now, now the kids are sitting there trying to figure out what is mommy doing, and mommy can't focus because the person they needed is no longer there.
Gotcha.
And there's men that need to feel needed. I'm not one of them men. I
think what a lot of single people get confused about that whole topic is needing. Like when you're with somebody and you love somebody, like that, there's all kinds of ways that you need each other.
Mm-hmm.
But people make it more serious than it is. Like it's so like me, like emotionally, you may need the other person. When my wife's out of town, I miss her, and need a presence. It's a peaceful presence for me. I need that. She need that from me. It's not that, we take these things as like ego stuff, like, oh, if I say I need somebody, it's gonna seem like if they're not there, I can't function. Yeah, sure. Like if you separate, that woman's gonna adjust, that man's gonna adjust. But in the relationship, it's good to feel needed, to let people know that you need each other in different ways. We let our egos get in the way of progress in these relationships, I feel like.
Absolutely.
So I want to go back to the definition part for a different reason. I think I went through levels of strength. And what I mean by that is who I was when I was being strong right after my divorce, and coming from that situation, who I was in the healing stages post-marriage, post-divorce, is not the same strong that I am now. The strong that I see in some of my sisters is a defensive strong, is a you're not gonna screw me over ever again. I've been in bad situations. I hardened